The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure buried in a field, which a person finds and hides again, and out of joy goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant searching for fine pearls. When he finds a pearl of great price, he goes and sells all he has and buys it." The Gospel of the Lord. Well, as I look at you now today, probably in 4 or 5 months, this has been the largest Mass that I'm presiding. And I see people over there in the chapel. I hope they can see me through the camera. Hey, come on. Good. And also our other brothers and sisters who were following us in their homes. Who among us has not dreamed of a lottery prize? Win a lot of money. And I'm sure more than once we have started thinking on how to use or to share it. Perhaps buy a new home, a trip of our dreams, help family, a friend in need, and of course, support many charitable organizations. Well, Jesus uses this kind of image to make us or to help us to understand the mysterious reality of the kingdom of God, when he mainly says that the real encounter with him can be the greatest discovery of life, as it is presented to us in the parable of the hidden treasure and the priceless pearl. The first thing that calls our attention is that the kingdom is presented on something that we need to strive for. It's not presented as something that we can only admire, that we can only see. The kingdom is something dynamic. It's something that we need to elaborate, that we need to work in, that requires us to get moving. Christian life is incompatible with passive attitudes. To the search, it is necessary to put enthusiasm, passion. The heart needs to be eager, to long for that good. and only the most fervent will persevere to the end. Many, we know, many will give up because of obstacles, tiredness, and discouragement. Also, only to discover is not enough. The act of finding asks us to make decisions that are often not easy. We cannot be only pleased to see. It is necessary to judge and decisively act on an opportunity in life that cannot be missed. To encounter the kingdom is not about accepting only a doctrine, some norms, assuming some duties, or even religious obligations. No, it is something much bigger, wonderful, fascinating, that brings back that illusion, the joy and the meaning of life. Think with me, when the Apostle Andrew enthusiastically says to his brother Peter, "We have found the Messiah." Nothing remained the same for them. Everything changes. Another interesting note is that after that person and the merchant find the treasure and the valuable pearl, they don't simply add them to what they had. They sell everything and take charge of the new treasure that they have found, which would radically change their lives. All they had before, it is considered insignificant compared to the newness that they had acquired. Certainly, we all in life are involved with our searches, our choices, all experiences that we have in our personal lives. We may experience suffering, failures, hard decisions, and crises. Likewise, when we try to embrace the mystery of the kingdom, we will face challenges, ruptures, conversion, and all the exchange that will shape our preferences and our priorities in life. So, the kingdom is not one thing that is owned together with other belongings we have, or we can simply accumulate, thus giving us the possibility of having it and, in the same time, to continue to fight in other projects, even projects that may be contrary to the kingdom, or what is even worse, using the kingdom the kind of detachment that leads us to understand the meaning of the kingdom will help us to find and consider something that is fundamental: to have met Christ. The true wisdom of God is to have found the possibility of obtaining intimacy with Him. The possibility to give us a spiritual lifting in our lives, not obtaining any kind of conquering prestige, positions of power, honor, profits of any sort. The mystery of the kingdom, the great treasure that we all need to experience, is Jesus Christ Himself. So, keep that in mind. We can ask ourselves, what is the role of God, His kingdom, and the religious experience we have in our lives? We all need to avoid the temptation to have a melancholic, fearful, and tragic vision of our own existence. How can we find the seeds of the kingdom in these sad times of our days? First, we must seek spiritual, mental, and emotional health. Perhaps to pray more fervently, to pray a little bit more in order to improve the capacity to develop a personal and social project, to be in solidarity with those who are suffering, and the people around us, to love them and not to abandon them. There is a quote from this Colombian writer. His name is Garcia Marquez. He said, "If one day you do not feel like talking, call me, and we will be in silence together." First, the ability to take care of ourselves, and then to be more sensitive to the needs of others. Really understand that the things that are worth suffering are those that are worth living. Unfortunately, we cannot separate suffering and living. They come together, and we need to understand both. In face of all loneliness and isolation, I'm sure all of us these days, we are looking first of all for our own personal, emotional balance. We must look for attitudes that can humanize us. Expect and believe in the impossible. Grow in hope. Seek the greatness of spiritual gifts, the ones that really lead us to trust in God's providence. For the body To overcome the infection of any virus, the soul must be strong. The priceless treasure of the kingdom. Where to find it? We don't need to be a treasure hunter. We are not calling you to be Indiana Jones. The presence of the treasure is found in our daily life, in family, at work, in friends, in the crosses that we carry on every day, in the uncertainties that we all are experiencing, in the sacraments that we are celebrating. Our daily reality is the field where this treasure is found. And for those who are willing to make an effort, great miracles are in store. Where your pleasure is, there is your treasure. Where your treasure is, there is your heart. Where your heart is, there